Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is going to be another makeup table get ready with me, and it's a good thing we're all friends here because only friends can see me looking like this. So we're going to be getting ready together today, and I have a number of brand new things that I have not even tried yet, and then a few things that I've been testing out a little bit. But one thing I haven't even swatched is this Revlon eyeshadow and face palette. So I am super excited. I hope you are too. So pull out your makeup goodies, take a seat across the table, and let's go ahead and get started putting some makeup on our face. So I'm going to start off just with my Smashbox 24-hour eyeshadow primer. I like to use a tried and true primer when I'm trying out a new eyeshadow palette because I want to make sure I give it a good chance. So I was going to put on this Fenty gloss. This is the Gloss Bomb in Diamond Milk, and I do love this. I love how these smell, but I have a new one from Revlon. This came in a kit with the eyeshadow palette, and by the way, these are only available on Amazon. That's my understanding, but this is a collaboration with Ashley Graham, and this is the lip gloss that came with it. So let's try this on. We'll use this. Ooh. This has some pink iridescence and a slight, I don't know, the scent is kind of like plastic mixed with, I don't know, something. It's not too bad, but it's not my favorite, but it feels nice on the lips. It's not sticky. We'll see if that gives a little hydration to our lips while we get ready. Okay. So I'm going to dig into the eyeshadow first because I have no idea if we're going to have fallout or not. So this is what the palette looks like. There are 8 shadows and then a bronzer and a highlighter. So I am just excited to even dig in here. I will pop on the screen some swatches. I'll do some swatches for you. So as I'm swatching these out on the back of my hand, just to kind of get an idea of the colors that I'm going to use today, they are very soft and buttery. Ooh, I'm excited about this. So I think we're going to go kind of in more of a beachy, kind of summery inspired direction. Probably going to be a warm tone look. I'm going to save this turquoise for another day. Look at that. Although maybe I'll use that on my lower lash line. We'll see. Okay, so we're going to go in first with this cream shade. I'm using the E50 from Sigma. Ooh, laid down quite a lot of pigment and really hardly any kick up in the pan. Wow. Oh my goodness. That's impressive. And then for the crease color, this is pretty dark, so I'm going to go in with a real light hand with my M504. Let's just see. This still might be a little, well, not too bad. Okay, so a real light hand, but oh my goodness, amazing pigment right away. And that's a real pretty kind of chestnut brown. Add just a little bit more here in the outer corner. You can see, I mean, it is warm, so definitely on the warm side. So if you don't like warm toned shadows, you're not gonna like this palette, but really, really good quality so far. All right, let's go in the outer corner. I'm gonna use this deep, it's like a berry brown, really pretty. That is my favorite tone of brown to use. So let's just see what kind of impact we have. And I'm using an M433, so I'm not really using it full on yet. I just want to see kind of how easy this is to blend out here. Oh, nice. All right, didn't have to work too hard on that. All right, we're gonna build just a little more here through the crease. Usually I'll go back and forth between the eyes a couple times anyway, just to make sure they're even, right? Oh goodness. All right, and then I'm gonna take my M504 and I'm gonna go into the brow bone highlight shade and then just a touch in there and use this just to kind of lightly blend around the edge. have to say those really blended out nicely. All right, let's see what we can pack on the lid. I was thinking about using an eyeshadow base, but let's not. Let's just let the shadows speak for themselves. And I think I'm gonna go in first with this shade right here. This looks like a really pretty kind of peachy rose gold shade. Well, definitely a little warmer even. And then I'm going to go in with this shade right here. And this looks like a really pretty soft gold. So let's just overlap this starting from the inner corner over. Oh yeah, I like that. Gonna kind of just fade that into that rose gold shade. All right, let's turn you into a golden bronze eye look, right? Good for summer. Now I kind of want to see what this shade does. It just kind of looks like more just yellow glitter kind of on top. So let's just see. We tap that on top. Just added a little bit of extra sparkle, I think. So that was kind of fun. Okay, let's go back to this color now and let's deepen up this outer corner and the lash line just a little bit. Just see what kind of intensity this palette is capable of, right? Without a base. Obviously, you can always put an eyeshadow base underneath and that is going to really step up the intensity. I rather like that. I think that's pretty good. Pretty impressed. Back and do just a teeny bit of blending there. Overall, I have to say it's pretty well blended. I'm pretty impressed with that. All right, so let's go to the lower lash line. We are going to have a little bit of fun. Let me get my turquoise eyeliner pencil. I'll be right back. All right, so I'm gonna use this one by Electric. I'm gonna use this one from Urban Decay. It's called Electric, and I'm going to use this as my base for that turquoise shadow. So I am going to actually take this about 3/4 of the way along the lower lash line. And I'm gonna kind of do it a little bit thicker. And then here at the outer corner, I'm actually going to wing this past the outer corner there. Don't worry, we're gonna make this look okay. And then I'm gonna take this angled brush from Aesthetica and let's go in now with this turquoise shadow. And I would do this regardless of what brand of shadow I'm using, just because it really helps the longevity of that shadow down there. But wow, oh my goodness, it's really intensely turquoise. Wow, oh my goodness, this is fun. All right, I promise this is going to end up being wearable, I think. Okay. Now let's save this with some eyeliner. I'm gonna use this new one from M Cosmetics. I've wanted to try her liquid liner since Emily Noel, I think, talked about it being very similar. It has that brush tip, it has a ball shaker, but she just came out with a dark brown and I got this free with an order. So I'm super excited, but I haven't tried it yet. So let's go ahead and try it. All right, we're gonna do a very thin line here on the inner corner, kind of like always. And I like it. This color looks a lot like the Kat Von D Mad Max Brown. All right, and then here I am going to actually follow our guideline of that turquoise shadow or liner. And I'm going to kind of draw a line between that turquoise and our shadow there. Okay, I have to say, I think that went on very smoothly. I didn't notice any product like really running out, and I actually didn't have to reshake the product to get more down. So that was a pretty good application. Okay, now before you think I've lost my mind, let's go ahead and clean up under the eyes. I actually, in looking, I have very little fallout, so that's quite impressive. And I'm just going to apologize right now if you hear dogs barking. I think everybody, including our neighbors' dogs, are just going a little stir crazy. So I'm just gonna apologize right now. I try to cut out as much of the barking as I can, but if you hear it, I apologize. But speaking of going stir crazy, I have a question for you. So, what is one song that when you hear it, you just can't help but break out into dance? Even if you're standing in an elevator, if there was this particular song playing, you might find yourself even tapping your toes inside your shoes just because it just makes you want to dance. I have one song. I was thinking about this, and for me to pick a favorite song is even harder than picking my favorite movie. But if you kind of give me a context, there is one song. I mean, there's a few that, you know, I can just find myself wanting to groove to, but I was reading a blog about some tips of how to kind of get yourself out of kind of almost a depressed kind of mode. And one of the things they said is just close yourself off in your room and do a little dance, turn on some fun music. And I'm like, oh my word. So it made me think of my favorite song. So I would love to know what your favorite song is that makes you just want to dance. So I'll tell you mine if you don't judge. And while I'm sharing, I'm also going to be applying this foundation. So this is a new foundation from Kat Von D. And where is my little thing? It is called True Portrait. And I am so excited to try this. I've had the sample sitting here forever. And it is a super, super liquidy foundation, super thin, and supposed to be amazing at looking like skin, but yet giving you really full coverage. So wow, yeah, this feels like almost like a serum going on the face. So let's just try. I'm not sure how I want to apply this. This is the EcoTools 360 brush. Wow. Okay. Kind of impressed. I have no primer on my skin, just moisturizer. Let's just add a little bit here. And it feels just like a watery serum. Like it's even lighter weight than the Estee Lauder Futurist foundation feels. So if you felt that, this is even lighter. Okay, we're gonna see. And I can't remember, there are a bunch of benefits I'll have to look up for you as I continue to try this, but as Sephora's sale is currently going on, I thought I better try this now in case I really love it. This would be the time to purchase it. But you're not supposed to need hardly any, and I would say that is true. Whoa. As you know, with mature skin, it is really helpful if your foundation does not look thick and cakey. So definitely very thin, but covers very well. Okay, so I promised I would tell you my favorite song. All right, so it is the song by Bruno Mars. There have been clips of this played in commercials. It's in a Skippy commercial because he talks about Skippy, smoother than a fresh jar of Skippy. Have you heard that line? Yes, that song, even that commercial, I just can't help but break into a little groove, a little dance there. So, but I will also link down below because somebody put together an amazing video of old classic movie dancers. So think Ginger Rogers, Fred Astaire, Gene Kelly, all of those amazing dancers, and clips from all of those movies. They put them to that song, and it is so Cool. I love that. So it kind of ties in, you know, with our question of last time, you know, your favorite movies before 1955. So thank you, by the way, for sharing all that information. So yeah, I would love to hear what your favorite song is to dance to. All right, for concealer, I'm having a love-hate relationship with this. Still don't know what I think about it. This is the Color Science Total Eye 3-in-1 Renewal Therapy, SPF 35. I have heard just some amazing reviews about this. So far, I don't know. I think part of it is it's supposed to have long-lasting benefits, so maybe I haven't given it time for that. I am not using this at night. They do say to use it twice a day, so maybe that's why the benefits aren't happening as fast for me, but I just don't want to put SPF under my eyes at night. I don't know. And this is so expensive that I don't want to waste it. So it's supposed to be a corrector, and probably some people could get away with just this. So it is supposed to, over time, like lessen the darkness and everything. And so it does work initially pretty well. You can see that. Gave good correction, but I haven't found a concealer that works over the top of it yet. So this, my love-hate relationship, because I personally still have some darkness that I need to conceal. So I'm just gonna pull in a little bit of my e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer, put a little bit of that on, and then we'll finish the rest of the face. It's amazing what concealer does to make your blue eyeshadow look a little better, right? Okay, so before I powder, I wanna try this new bronzer. This is by Milk Makeup, and this is the shade Baked, and I have heard so many people talk about this, so let's just see if it's that fantastic. I'm going to use this a little bit kind of like more bronzer-ish, because there is a contour shade in our Revlon palette that I want to use. So somebody asked me recently, what's the difference between bronzer and contour? And one of the differences is the color. So you can see this one has a lot more kind of yellowy tones, a little warmer. So this is going to give my face that sun-kissed look. Contouring is going to make my cheeks look a little more chiseled, and typically that contour shade is more of a cooler tone. I'm gonna use the 602 from Sedona Lace to just brush that in. Wow, well, I have to say, blends in very nicely, like with no effort. We like that, right? Minimal effort makeup. Wow, well, I have to say, it did blend in nicely. We'll see how it lasts on the skin. So now I think, oh, I have one more liquid product. So this is the Iconic London Illuminator, and what shade? It just says Original. So this came in my BoxyCharm box this month. And so I'm just gonna put, this stuff is super strong. I have tried this before, and literally this tiny little dot is going to be more than I need for all of my highlighting areas. So it is a really, really pretty but intense highlighter, but there's no glitter. So it does just soak right into the skin. It's really nice. I would say it's slightly thinner consistency than the Cover FX drops or the Revolution ones, but very similar metallic sheen on the skin, so really pretty. Okay, I'm gonna go in now with my setting powder. I think I've used this once on camera. This is the Elizabeth Arden, what's it called? High Performance Blurring Loose Powder. I don't really know that I've tried this under my eyes though, so let's just give it a shot and see how this works. I'm going to use my Sedona Lace 313 brush, and let's just tap on a little tiny bit. I always start from the outer corner and just really lightly tap some powder, what's left on the brush here in the inner corner. So far so good. All right, I'm gonna go in now with my powder brush, my large, what is this, the F30 from Sigma. Washed all my brushes finally last weekend. Oh, such a good feeling when you have clean brushes to use again. So I'm just going to dust this, and honestly, I mean, the skin really does not feel tacky at all with that foundation. I'm just doing this light setting just to make sure that the powder products I put on over it blend a little easier. Quite impressed. I'll leave a note in the description box of how this foundation wore through the day. But so far, I really like, I mean, it looks just like skin. So, and it has not emphasized texture. That's a biggie for me. Okay, so let's go now into some more new products. All right, we're gonna go back to our Revlon palette here, and I'm gonna use this shade to do a little contouring. And I'm gonna use the F05 from Sigma and just contour a little bit here. This looks like it has a little bit of shimmer in it. Let's see, does it? It's a tiny little bit of glow. It almost reminds me of the Physicians Formula bronzers, butter bronzers. You know how they have that little bit of glow? But this is a little cooler toned than that one. Not much, but a little bit. So I think it works well as a contour. Do a little nose contour here, just a tiny bit. Okay, I got a couple of the Cover FX monochromatic blush duos in the Ulta sale, and I think this one is just calling my name. So this is the shade Warm Honey. I'm just gonna use this, and then I'm gonna go in with the highlighter in this Revlon palette. So while I'm doing this, my second question for you today is, if you are married or have been married, where did your spouse take you on your first date? Or maybe you asked them out. So where did you go on your first date? My husband, he called me up. We had met at church. I know that just seems so typical, right? A pastor and a pastor's wife meet at church. But he was working for Charles Schwab as a stockbroker, and I worked for ICG Communications as a contract analyst. So we were not in church work at the time, but he called me up out of the blue. He knew where I worked and asked me out to dinner, and we went to a restaurant called J. Alexander's, which was right across the highway from where I worked at the time. So yeah, I would love to know where you went on your first date. All right, so I really like that highlighter. Oh my goodness, so pretty. And you saw the blush just goes on without any effort. Okay, I'm gonna take a little bit of that highlighter now. And you know, I like to do this. Highlight the inner corner here because I want a little more brightness. Yep, that's what it needs. Kind of break up that kind of orangey gold as it's going into the inner corner. Wow, that's impressive. I have to say, and the texture on these face powders as well, it's super buttery soft, and they're not powdery at all. So kudos, Revlon. For brows, I really don't have anything new to show you, so I'm just gonna fill mine in with the NYX Precision Brow Pencil in Taupe, and then I will curl my lashes, apply mascara. Today I'm gonna use the Milani Highly Rated Mascara and the Thrive Cosmetics Liquid Lash Extensions on my lower lashes, and I'll be right back. Before I finish off the lips, I just want to go back with a little bit of eyeshadow and some setting spray. So I'm going to go back in with this rose gold shade, and I've loaded that on my brush. I'm going to hit it with some setting spray. I just want to see what that does to this color. That's really pretty. And then I'm going to go back and just tap in a little bit of this gold right there. Okay, I just tapped off that gloss, and my lips do still feel, they feel moisturized. There is still some glitter particles left over, but so if you're looking for kind of a clear sparkly gloss, that Revlon one was nice, but I just don't care for the smell of it. But I'm gonna go around the edge with the e.l.f. Putty eyeshadow base, and I didn't realize there are multiple shades of this. I have the shade cream, so that just suits my skin tone best, but I do feel like this works almost as well as the MAC paint pot to prevent lip colors from bleeding. Okay, for lip pencil, I pulled out this little sample size. It's Makeup Forever Artist Color, and these are for your brows, eyes, or lips. Some of the colors I wouldn't use on one or the other, but this one is called Wherever Walnut. Just a nice nude color. And now for my lip color. I have put this on a couple of times, but haven't worn it on camera yet. This is a new, it's called Lip Eclipse Shimmer Lipstick from Urban Decay, and it's called Moon Dust. The color is Rising. Oh my goodness, just wait till you see this. If you like shimmery lip colors, and so I love shimmer lip colors, you know that about me. But this one, even though it has a lot of shimmer and shine, there is no grittiness on the lips whatsoever. So let me put this on. It's just a really nice kind of neutral lip color with rose gold reflex in there. There are, I think, only 4 shades of this Lip Eclipse, and this is definitely the most neutral of them all, but I just think this color is so pretty, and it gives your lips the illusion that you're wearing gloss because the light is reflecting, but it's a real comfortable lipstick formula. All right, so I fixed my hair, and I did film a hair tutorial, so if that is not already up, it will be up soon, so stay tuned for that. But just wanted to give you now the finished makeup look. And I have to say, I am super impressed with several of the new things I tried out, namely the Revlon eyeshadow palette, the Moon Dust lip color, and that Kat Von D foundation. My skin feels completely weightless, and yet it looks pretty flawless. As I mentioned earlier, I will let you know in the description box below how the foundation held up throughout the day, as well as those eyeshadows, but fingers crossed, I hope that they do well, because right now I love how the skin looks, how the eyes came out, and with that little pop of turquoise along the lower lash line, just a little something extra fun. So I hope that you really enjoyed this video. Thank you as always so much for joining me for these makeup table get ready with me's. They are some of my favorites now to film because I do feel like I've got my friends sitting across the table from me and we're just getting to know each other. So make sure you answer those questions that I asked in the comments section below. Subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you next time. Bye.